Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, thanks so much for joining as I try to put my hair up. I figured that I would take you guys through a little day in my life. It is a Sunday, so we have a nice little Sunday reset going on. So I do have a couple things to do today, but right now we are headed off to go do some fasted cardio. I'm currently doing 45 minutes of cardio 5 times a week, and then 30 minutes of those 45 are fasted, 15 are post-workout. Today, however, I am not working out, so I'm just doing all 45. We are at the end of this cut. I believe that we are going to start reversing out of this cut next week, so next time I check in. And I'm really excited to start growing again. Obviously, pushing food and getting up to a higher body weight is never comfortable, and it's a very hard thing to watch your body go through, but at the same time it is necessary. If I've learned anything about bodybuilding, it's that you need to be okay with being uncomfortable, because you're going to be uncomfortable in most of the phases that you're in, whether you're pushing food and you're having to deal with that excess body weight, or cutting and being hungrier. So anyway, I'm just going to walk over to my apartment complex fitness center, and I'm gonna do my 45 minutes on the treadmill there. Now, in no way am I complaining, and in no way am I saying that this cut is too difficult or like even harder than a prep, because it's not. But I feel like we all know the pains that come with cutting, and one of them is low energy. It's just more difficult to lift as heavy as you are when you're pushing food and you're in that caloric surplus. And honestly, it's been pretty good up until recently. I feel like as I come to the end of this cut, I'm starting to notice more difficulty with like keeping up with the weights that I've used. And my training is still really intense, and I'm getting really good workouts in. I'm still able to like keep up with it for the most part, but I have noticed that my strength is kind of starting to slightly go down. But at the same time, a lot of being in a cut and like being able to push yourself even though you don't feel like you have as much energy or strength comes from your mindset and your mind. And I even remember in prep, there would be a lot of times where I was just like mentally literally change my mindset, because I feel like my body was like screaming at me and telling me that it couldn't push certain weight or it couldn't lift the same amount that I wanted to lift. And it was really just all about like that mindset and being able to like switch that and be like, no, like I can do this. And I surprised myself a lot on prep, especially on like days where I just didn't even have the energy to get out of bed. And then I would go to the gym and I would be able to beat the weights that I used the last week. Anyway, I say all of that because as I'm nearing the end of this cut, although it is not harder than a prep by any means, I feel like with any cut, as you come towards the end, or even while you're going through it, you're noticing less energy, you're noticing your strength just not being quite as there. And it's more of a conscious push that you have to make in order to push yourself in the gym. Yesterday, I was kind of in my head on my main compound was hack squats. And I was kind of in my head during my warm-up sets, and I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna be able to push this weight. And long story short, I ended up pushing it for way more than I thought I could, just because I was able to switch my mindset and switch my mentality. I'm paying for it today. My body is so sore. And so I think that this cardio, as much as no one really likes cardio, I think it's huge, not only in just this fat loss phase and helping me to increase my energy expenditure and, you know, help with this cut, but I think it's also just the one thing that's actually keeping my recovery going as well, because I feel like my legs, I cannot move today. So this walk on this treadmill is honestly about to be a godsend. Okay, so for my breakfast, I just have 2 whole eggs and then 2 of these turkey sausage patties and then 50 grams of this oatmeal. I showed it to you, but guys, I am obsessed with this. I got it from Whole Foods. And I'm supposed to have 100 grams of strawberries, but I only had 2 left, so I just added in whatever I had because I clearly have to go grocery shopping today. That is gonna be next up on, oh, wow, hello. That is gonna be next up on the list of things to do. I just got this package in the mail from Ultrahuman, and they actually reached out to me a couple weeks ago to ask if I would be interested in trying out the Ultrahuman Ring Air. So it's very similar to like an Aura ring. So it tracks like your sleep, your recovery, just kind of like looks at your overall health. I was gonna do this as an unboxing, but I got a little bit ahead of myself and I wanted to make sure that everything was ready to go and fully charged so I could like like walk through it. I've been looking at trying to get something like a Whoop or an Oura Ring or something that was going to be able to track my sleep, my recovery, and just give me a little bit better insight into my overall health. So when Ultrahuman reached out to me, I was really excited because it's just been something that I've been wanting to invest in and something that I've been wanting to try. So I did unbox it and charge it already just so we could kind of like walk through it together. When you open the box, it comes first with this little welcome card and then this little packet. And this has all of your instructions in it. So the usual user manual, how to charge, how to start. So that's what I looked at, was the getting started. And then it comes with the charger. So this little charging cord, and then this is the actual charger that you just put the ring on like this. Hold on. My nails get in the way. There we go. So you just stick the ring on here and you charge it. It says it takes about 30 minutes in the instructions, but I don't know if that's like just the initial charge or if that's like all around. The only thing about this is that it's like this kind of charger to plug into the wall, and none of my little, what are they called? None of my little box, like charging boxes fit this. So I had to charge it on my MacBook and it worked fine, but I'm definitely gonna need to like invest in something that allows me to actually charge this in an outlet. So I went ahead and got the ring charged up and I downloaded the app. So this is the Ultrahuman app. I just signed in with my ring and now I have to like set it up. So I figured we could walk through this together since this is like my first time using it and I'm so excited about it. So here we have the ring, and then I actually did order the gold and they sent the gray over. This is me setting everything up. So my current weight is actually 150. I think it was 150.3. Continue. And then I am 5'2", and I am 27. Female, and we'll say medium, because I have a pretty sedentary job. Oh, nice. It's water resistant. So it goes into sleep insights, describes intricate interplay between stimulus such as light exposure, food, or exercise mapped. Interesting, okay. Movement indexes designed to keep glucose metabolism. Wow, this is so cool, okay. Wow, this is actually like a lot more insights than I thought it was. I thought it was more just like a sleep thing. So my ring requires a minimum of 15 days of data to understand my lifestyle. Okay. So what they did was they sent over a ring sizing kit, which I actually still have. It looks something like this. And it has each of the like ring sizes in here. And they said to measure off of your index finger. So my ring finger was a 6, but my index finger, when I measured it, was a 7. And the 7 fit pretty well on my index finger. I'm just gonna turn all of the stuff on. All right, so now, right now, it's like measuring my heart rate, it's measuring my skin temp, and it's measuring my breath work. So now I'm just going through and kind of adjusting these to reach my own personal goals and what works with my schedule. So I have waking up at 8 because that's what time I will normally get up, is between 7:30 and 8. And then sleeping, I usually go to bed around midnight just with my schedule. So I just have that there. Active minutes, I'm just going to keep that there because I normally do more anyway. And then steps, my step goal from my coach actually right now is 7,000 steps a day. So we're just going to update that to match what I am supposed to be doing with my coach's plan. And yeah, I think that that all looks good, but I'm going to have to wait until 15 days to check back and see like the actual overall data. This is so cool though. There's podcasts and workouts, meditation, productivity, sound, and bedtime stories. Okay guys, it has been an embarrassingly long amount of time in between that last clip. In between that last clip and this one. Life just got in the way, man. And I'm gonna be honest, I wanna do a thorough review because I actually do love this ring a lot. I love the Ultrahuman ring. I have not used the Oura, so I can't compare it to the Oura, but I really love everything that the Ultrahuman ring has to offer. Complete transparency, and it may sound super shallow. I didn't really wear it as often as I had hoped because, one,
it's like matte gray, and I ordered gold, so it didn't really go with a lot of like the outfits that I was like putting together. That sounds so shallow and stupid, but I would like take it off and then I'd forget to put it back on. And since it is matte gray, I feel like when I lift, if it like scrapes against a dumbbell or something, honestly, it's in like really good condition. I've lifted with it. I feel like in the beginning, I was constantly taking it off to work out, which like defeated the purpose of it. I've been actually training with this on though, a lot. And I feel like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's actually in really good condition for, you know, training as often as I do. Realistically, I would like the gold one. I feel like that would go with a lot more, and I wouldn't take it off constantly because it's like, if I go out to dinner or if I like go out to get coffee or something, like I'm taking it off because it doesn't match. I don't know. Anyway, I'm rambling. I wanted to go into the details and show you guys everything that this ring has to offer through the app. I have been wearing it for an extended amount of time to be able to make sure that the data is accurate and be able to show you everything that it has to offer. So I'm going to plug this in and then you guys can finish watching the rest of the YouTube video, everything else I do. But I just wanted to plug this in so that you guys didn't have to like wait to see all of the stuff that this has to offer. Also, LOL the fact that I sound like this because I got sick like a week and a half ago and I'm still so congested from it. But the cool thing about this, it like detects a fever. Like it'll detect if you have a fever coming on in advance. So like you're notified. Like I remember I wasn't really feeling the greatest and I went to bed and I woke up and the first thing that like popped up was like fever detected. Like maybe take it easy, maybe take a rest today. And I was like, huh, like that's weird. Like I am kind of feeling like a little off today. And then lo and behold, I got super sick. So I do love that this thing kind of gives you like those markers, those warnings. I'll get into it. Just wanted to preface. So just walking you guys through kind of just like what this ring has to offer. First and foremost, LOL at the fact that my ring needs charged. That's funny. But up here, you can actually see what your ring is at. So my ring is at 3%. It only takes like 30 minutes to fully charge, so it's not even that bad. And the battery life lasts way longer than I thought. I did hook this up to my screen time, so I'm able to see, my screen time's terrible, oh my god, but you're able to see how your screen time impacts your sleep and when you should kind of start to like wean off of your phone before you go to bed. So according to like my sleep schedule, it says that my wind down period starts at 10 o'clock, so that's when I should start to like kind of wind down and put my phone away. I go to bed kind of late, but I have an 80 sleep score. It says I got 7 hours and 47 minutes of total sleep, 3 full cycles, but it kind of breaks it up so you guys can see these little gaps is kind of when I was like maybe awake or tossing and turning. But I did get a high REM sleep, which is fantastic because I actually do feel really great this morning. So it'll tell you how much sleep you got total, how much time in bed you had, your percentage of restorative sleep, which is actually, I mean, I know this says good, but I feel like that's not very good. So I might need to work on that. And then it'll give you like when your heart rate dropped, a little more detail on like why it's important. And then it goes into all of these analytics. So your sleep efficiency, your temperature, restfulness, consistency, total sleep, heart rate drop, timing, restoration time. And then it'll go into your sleep stages. So it can see that I had like the most time in my light sleep. I was awake for about an hour and 20 minutes. I spent an hour and 45 minutes in REM sleep, and deep sleep was only about 47 minutes. And then it goes into like, again, a little bit more detail, and it'll show you like why the gaps. But all in all, like I love how in depth and in detail this is. I could improve a lot on my like restfulness and my restoration in terms of sleep, and I know that. I feel like I eat a little bit too close to going to bed and I'm on my phone before bed, so there's just a lot of things that I could improve on to like improve my sleep. But this is one of the main reasons I was so excited for this ring, because I was waking up like exhausted and I was like, well, this doesn't make any sense. Like I went to bed at like 11 and I woke up at like 7, so I should have got 8 hours of sleep. Like why am I so tired? But lo and behold, when you dig into it a little bit, you can see, oh, like maybe my restorative sleep wasn't good. Maybe I like woke up too much. Maybe my heart rate drop wasn't good, you know, like just little things like that. So my sleep score has been like okay. I mean, realistic, this was terrible this day. I don't know what I did this day. Oh, no, I was sick. That's why. This was the day I was sick. I got terrible sleep, so my sleep score was awful, and I ended up resting this day and not like doing anything. And it goes into my dynamic recovery and like if I'm basically like good to work out this day, or if maybe I should like take a rest day. my sleep debt. So if I get like really bad sleep, it'll be negative, meaning that I need to go to bed earlier to get out of my sleep debt. So this is saying that I'm actually like 17 minutes above. So I should go to bed around midnight to 12:30 a.m. Don't judge me. I go to bed at like midnight every night. I just cannot sleep before that. It'll also tell you if you're stressed or stimulated. So right now it says that I am stimulated. I have a really good stress rhythm score today, which is good so far. It'll kind of show you like where I'm stressed, where I'm stimulated. And it's not like a bad thing necessarily to be stressed. Like it says mild stress is useful, but you don't want this to be like through the roof every single day. Going into movement, I honestly use my Apple Watch a little bit more for this, but I do love that this tells you like an estimate on the total amount of calories that you burn per day. So far, I literally have not moved. You can see, like, I have been really sedentary this morning. I've just been doing work, and my total calories at 636. So it kind of just shows you, like, you know, how many calories are actually needed. It's pretty crazy. It's really cool. I definitely have not gotten 1,000 steps. I think that's wrong, but it's telling me I got 1,000 steps so far today. So I put my step goal at 7,000 because that was what my coach told me. And then you can also like log workouts on here, but honestly, I don't do that. I probably should. You can also hook up your cycle. This is like an estimate because mine is just like so like everywhere, but I did just get done last week. So it's kind of like working on estimating where I'm at in my cycle, which is so cool. It keeps track of like your temperature, it keeps track of like when you're supposed to get your next one. So I just added that. So I'll let you guys know what I think about that and if it's accurate. My circadian rhythm, so this is just like the impact of like light and activity. My caffeine window, I love this. So it tells me when, based on like when I wake up and when I go to bed, when I should start having caffeine and when I should cut off caffeine. So according to like when I woke up, it says that I should wait until 11 a.m., which is past, so I can have caffeine now. But it says that I should wait until 11 a.m. to be able to have caffeine, and then I have like about a 5-hour, 6-hour caffeine permissible window where I can get away with having it without it affecting my sleep. So I think that's so freaking cool, and it's been so insightful. And then it also tells you like different types of caffeinated beverages that you can have and how much caffeine they have, just so you're aware. And then again, here you can do like breath work, you can do a workout. They have different options for you to do. So they have like deep breathing you can do, box breathing, and then it just goes into more of your individual markers. So my heart rate, my cardio age, so I'm younger than my age, my temperature deviation, my resting heart rate, my VO2 max, all of that stuff. Is this good? Yeah, that's good. I think that's good. I don't know. I should know. I'm a healthcare provider. I should know this stuff. Can add like SMART goals into here, but honestly, I just like haven't really been on top of that. So these are just like my SMART goals for like steps, activities, sleep, waking up, my sleep duration, things like that. And then this also will base your score, your sleep score off of like your goal. So my goal is to get 8 hours of sleep a night, which is why my sleep score is like an 80. But if I put my sleep score to like a 9-hour a night goal, then my sleep score would be lower. So it kind of is just like based on your own goals as well. And then it'll kind of just give you like a timeline of all of the notifications as well. There's other downloads that you can download. There's workouts and podcasts and music and sleep stuff and all that. I don't know what this is. This is just like, I'm assuming this is just a glucose sensor that you can buy. And yeah, that is pretty much the gist of like everything that this has to offer. Again, like you can add more stuff to it. So I can add like vitamin D. I did screen time, circadian alignment. I have the caffeine window, pregnancy insights. I don't need that. Smart alarm is pretty cool. Social jet lag. So there's just like so many different things that you can add to this ring. But honestly, I'm really here for the sleep and the caffeine window. Those are like my two main things that I really love about this. So all in all, I really do love this. Again, if I could just get it in like the color, I feel like I would have worn it more often and I could have made this video a lot sooner, but I did just say F it because the benefits outweigh the fact that it's the wrong color, so whatever. Again, I don't have the Oura ring to compare this to, so I'm not entirely sure how it differs. I do know that this is not a subscription-based price, which I love. I think it's around $300 to $400, but you don't have to pay a subscription every month. which is a huge key benefit of it. And honestly, like for what it has to offer, I think that it's amazing. So I highly recommend. I really, really do love this, and I'm really glad that it's giving me all this insight. I think that this could like massively come in handy during a prep, just to be able to get insights on like where my body's at, how I'm feeling, if I need to rest that day, or like if my sleep wasn't too good, things like that. I think that's like a huge benefit. In terms of like workouts and steps and stuff and active calories, I do prefer just my Apple Watch. I think it's just easier to get that data, especially like during a workout. I don't think that you're really necessarily able to track your calories during a workout like you are on your Apple Watch. Like, you know, when you turn on like the workout screen, it'll show you like active and total calories and like just strictly the workout. On this, I don't think you can see it until after your workout. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I just prefer the Apple Watch when it comes to that. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys get back to the rest of the video. I'm so sorry that this update took so freaking long, but I love you. All right, we just got to Whole Foods, so I just need to do a little mini grocery restock. I honestly don't need that much. I say that now, but I feel like I'm gonna end up walking out with way more than I need because it's Whole Foods and everything looks good. John did ask me to grab him a couple things, so I'm gonna grab those as well for him. This is just gonna be kind of like a standard grocery haul. I might grab a couple things since I'm hoping my calories are increasing this week, but nothing that's like too crazy. Once I am on a little bit higher calories, I do want to incorporate like 1 to 2 macro days a week because I love having a meal plan and I love not having to think about what I'm going to eat. But at the same time, I do want to make sure that I'm incorporating different foods and just having like different things in my diet because it's really good for gut health just to have a variety of things instead of just eating the same thing every single meal. So we are going to head on inside and I will show you guys what I get afterwards. Okay, so I ended up having to stop at Wegmans as well because I needed chicken and salmon, and the salmon I got from Whole Foods because I actually prefer their salmon there. But the chicken, I got an entire family pack of chicken at Wegmans for $11. $11. And a family pack of chicken at Whole Foods that actually had, it might have had one more chicken breast, or maybe it was the exact same amount. $28 for a whole thing of chicken. I was like, I'm gonna go to Wegmans and pay $11 for my family pack of chicken. And I know it's organic, so that's why, but I was like, I'm not spending like more than double on chicken. So I just went over there for my chicken, and I also grabbed a pack of beef and this sauce that I get from Wegmans. It's like my favorite. I put it on my chicken and rice literally almost every single time. It's the General Tso's Wegmans brand. It's so freaking good. But like, whoa, just a basic restock. You guys saw I was out of strawberries this morning and they had a 2 for $7 deal, so I had to just go ahead and get both since I run through them so quickly. I get 25 grams of almonds with one of my meals, and I know that it's probably just regular almonds that my coach means, but these dark chocolate almonds are so good, so I got a pack of those too because I tend to go through those pretty quickly. This is not on my meal plan, so don't yell at me, coach, if you're watching, but if I have the extra calories or if it's like a refeed day or like a cheat meal night where like I don't feel like having something totally awful for me, but I want a sweet treat, these are so good. So when I was in my gut rebuilding era, which I guess I always am in that, but ever since having gut issues, I have tried to avoid dairy and gluten and just things that I know may aggravate my gut. When I was going through like the healing process and I was trying to find foods that I could still enjoy that like didn't include those things, I came across these Dream Pops. They were only at the Giant that I lived by at the time, and when I tell you this is what I looked forward to having every single night, they're not like the most caloric, like they're not like super macro friendly. Like an entire like little pint like this is 25 grams of fat and 29 grams of carbs and 3 grams of protein because it's made primarily out of just coconut. But guys, these are so good. The only ingredients in them is coconut milk, coconut cream, chocolate, coconut oil, organic coconut sugar, and natural flavor. There's no dairy. It only contains tree nuts from the coconut. And honestly, I didn't think that they were gonna be that good because it was like a healthy ice cream alternative. They're so good. I'm obsessed with these. Anyway, I moved out to this area and I couldn't find them for a while. Found them at Wegmans, and then Wegmans discontinued them. So they're new at Whole Foods because they had a little sign under that said new. So Whole Foods just got them. So anytime I'm there and I see them, I grab a couple. They're like little like ice cream bites.
So freaking good. So I got a couple of them. They're $5.99 at Whole Foods per pint. So they're not like the cheapest in the world, but I love them. I love them. I always just have to have them on deck. And then I grabbed some pico because when I have my beef and rice, I like to add some kind of salsa to it just to have a little bit of flavor. I do have a taco sauce, but honestly, I just prefer having the pico because I like the whole little veggie chunks. And Whole Foods pico is like so freaking good. And then I got 2 of my turkey sausage patties. This usually lasts me about 3 days. And then the salmon. So I prefer the like fresh caught, like the wild caught salmon. That's what I prefer. But honestly, the farm raised was in portions already, and I was like, I don't really feel like ordering a whole fillet of salmon and having to like portion it and whatever. So that was me just being lazy, and I just got the farm raised salmon portions. I got 3 of them, so this should last me a couple days and we should be good. So all in all, my total came to about like $100 like together, because it was like $20 at Wegmans and then $70-ish at Whole Foods. Maybe like 110.
And then of course I didn't film an outro either. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you would like to see next. I have like 3 YouTube videos just like in the queue waiting to upload, but I just have like minor like edits to make. So you will be getting more content, but let me know if there's anything else that you guys want to see. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. As always, I will put the handles right here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.